Well, Time Being Seven was a specific programme aimed at 7-year-old children in a primary school, and we were having to do a programme that would be offered to 3 classes, 90 children, in a slot which officially was 2 hours, but in actual practice worked out to be about between an hour and 3/4 and an hour and a half. And we were addressing the issue, the general issue of obesity in children, and the assumption was that a contributor to obesity in children is that they spend too much time watching a screen of one kind or another. So we devised what we called an active play programme, which would take place in school time and involve the teachers, but would also extend, hopefully, to the family, to the parents, carers, out of school time. That was the intention.
TB7 worked from the basis that all imaginative play starts with a story, and I sort of fulfilled that role of storyteller. I wrote the story initially of the giant, and then other aspects, whether it was the sort of art side, the music or the movement, all that was then illustrative of the story that they had been told, which was the foundation of the imaginative play. And whether it was the story was a den that was being made, a safe place or a desert island or any of those things, it was all related to the original story.
The activities I did with the children were the dance activities. So we had use of the school hall, and we based most of the activities on the story of the Chale Giant, which was read at the beginning of the programme. And we took the various words and ideas and images from that story, and the children worked with those ideas themselves and came up with various movements, which we then formed together in either in pairs or small groups, so that eventually they came to make their own original dance.
I find kids just love making things, and they also like making a noise. So putting a lot of junk together to make things that made interesting sounds. They really enjoyed that. We had great fun making instruments.
The idea was that you could use things that you would find around the home, so it was very kind of makeshift and homemade, and really just sort of playing with the things that were to hand. And then there was den making, so we did some indoor den making and some outdoor den making, and it was really nice actually doing that in a school and just being in a classroom and totally taking it over. And I'd taken loads of stuff like big cardboard boxes and washing pegs and string and tea towels and umbrellas and all sorts of things, and then just using the furniture as well within the classroom, and the kids would create their own den, and then they could dress up and have a little play around in these dens. It was great. And then outdoors, I took in loads of hazel and bamboo and fabric and stuff, and they build their dens outside as well. But it was good fun. It was quite a mission, taking so much stuff for like 30 children to be able to create their own little makeshift structures. But it was really good and really exciting to see children just enter in. I think 7 is a really nice age, because there's an awareness of the world that's sort of surrounding them, but there's still that imaginary world is so accessible, and it didn't seem to take many props for them just to kind of go off on their own creative imagination journey. So it was good. The dens went down really well.
Oh, they entered into it completely. They're at that age. There's no inhibitions. There's just creativity oozing, and it was really about channeling their energy, and allowing them to explore the freedom of movement, but also focus it in as well, so that they could actually create something at the end of it.
It was exciting. They were all excited when we turned up and running up to you and being like, "What are we going to do this afternoon? Are we doing music? Are we doing dance?" And it was nice. There was a good buzz and a good energy that surrounded the programme. So.
The cooperation between the staff and the artists and the involvement of the staff from the very beginning of the programme was, it is crucial. I can't emphasise how important that is, that everybody involved is on board and on your side, because then it is quite tricky sometimes going into a different environment on your own. You're going into somebody else's world, so you're going into the education world, and to be able to do that and to be made to feel welcome and at ease and feel that everybody's on board, it's the difference between it working and not working.
It was a challenge to integrate it into the school programme and the school syllabus. But I think it worked, given that it was really, the whole thing in a sense was a pilot scheme, because we'd not done anything like it before. I think it worked reasonably well, actually. And I think it did give the children perhaps a slightly wider perspective on the kind of things they could do. Because at the end of the programme, which lasted over 2 terms, they took away with them an activities booklet, which was made up almost entirely of the activities they had participated in themselves, and was illustrated by their own illustrations and drawings and writing. And they took that away and were able to use that during the holidays.